to be a swimmer, and you one thing is swimming. You must know how to breathe. You must know how to breathe correctly when you're swimming. Joyce used to be an athletic swimmer, I heard. So so he has down pat. So I'm very impressed on that part, and him having a good gas tank. I don't. What I want Joe Joyce to do, in my humble opinion, is is to have Daniel Dubois work, and I want Joyce to move, move his feet in the ring. I don't want him to take punches. Those, yes, Joe Joyce can take punches. Yes, that is very true. But how much punches can he take? You know, I don't want him to continuously take punches unless he needs to. But the whole point of this is hit and not get hit. People forget that is boxing. You don't want to play chess. I mean, you don't want to play checkers. You always want to play chess. I've said that over and over again with BBC when it comes to boxing. And I hope Joe Joyce, that's what he's coming in to do, to come and play chess and not checkers. Because when he decides to play chess, it's gonna be a difficult fight for Daniel Dubois. I believe Joe Joyce has every arsenal in his corner to win. He has the footwork. I've watched Joe Joyce. If he wants to move and he wants to be fluid, he can be fluid. If he wants to move his head, he can move his head if he wants to. I've seen Joe Joyce fight. I've seen the way he puts together combinations. He can do it. It's all a matter of can you put together a good game plan? Can Dubois team put together a good game plan? Can you reveal what Dubois hasn't done? He's been pushing his opponents back. I mean, he's been pushing his opponents back, but has his opponents been pushing him back? We've seen that Dubois can get gases out between the fifth round, the third round. Between those rounds, he has a problem. But can Joe Joyce push him to that limit to work? Can he do it? That's the whole point. That's why, I believe Joe Joyce absolutely has everything in his corner to win. This fight is not all about Dubois. This fight is not, Dubois is gonna knock out Joe Joyce. In retrospect, I just don't see this happening. When people think a knockout is gonna happen, like 88% of the time, 80% of the time, it doesn't happen. I believe this fight probably goes to the scorecards, and it goes to Joe Joyce, because he has the gas tank and he puts together perfectly executed combinations, and he lands more. His punches might be slow, but he absolutely lands more, and I'll give that to him.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. So now looking at, of course, Juju's trainer Ismail Salas, main trainer, testing positive for corona virus. What do you think is at stake right here? I mean, Joe Joyce is going to, of course, have another trainer in his corner. Do you think that's an advantage or disadvantage? Because Joe Joyce don't really, I mean, he feels it, but he's like, let it fight go on. I mean, I've been in the game for a long time. I can handle it. What do you think could be the effect out there?
This this could play a lot of factors. I mean, it depends on how Joyce is feeling. We've learned that Salas has not been in Joe's corner for the duration of his training camp. I don't know why. I absolutely don't know why. When your head trainer should be in your corner, that is a very interesting statement from Michael. What is it, Michael Benson or whatever his name is? That I would like Joe Joyce to clarify why he hasn't had his corner. But other than that, he has Mark Tibbs. I like Mark Tibbs, but I do not like Mark Tibbs as much as I like Salas. I like Salas because I believe Salas has worked with Joe Joyce more. Salas understands George Joyce rhythm, his fighting style, the way he thinks. So I like Salas. I'm not saying Tibbs is not qualified. Tibbs is absolutely qualified. He's trained a lot of fighters. One being the recent heavyweight Dillian White. I believe they've split. Is that right, BBC? I believe Mark Tibbs and Dillian White have split.
Yeah, they have. They have for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I like Mark Tibbs, but I just like Ismail Salas. I like how Ismail Salas's aura. I believe him and Joe Joyce go hand in hand. But if Mark Tibbs can absolutely take up that mantle and help Joe Joyce out in this, much power to him. Joe Joyce right now, all he has to do is stay composed. I believe taking Dubois out into the later round is the key. Putting pressure on Dubois to throw more punches and miss. If Mark Tibbs can help Joe Joyce out with that kind of to process that kind of information in the ring, I believe victory goes to the best fighter, which is Joe Joyce and Mark Tibbs. I wish you guys good luck, man, because the whole world's gonna be watching. You guys are gonna set the tone for the upcoming heavyweight clashes that are coming up.
So Mark Tibbs, who happens to be a very very good trainer, okay, he basically helped Dylan White to. I mean, after Dylan White got stopped by um, Anthony Joshua, Mark Tibbs was one of those guys that basically helped Dylan White grow, as a fighter before the split between both of them, And do you think Mark Tibbs can basically become the main trainer if things go well? Because Joe Joyce would have been training for this fight in Las Vegas. I didn't, for example, the if the coronavirus, pandemic didn't pop up all of a sudden and destroy everything, what I mean? Do you think Matt Tibbs can become the guy for Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, Mark Tibbs, he's not shy of good fighters. He has a lot of fight. A lot of fighters respect him. He has the knowledge. It's just the chemistry that I'm worried about. Mark Tibbs, Dylan White, or was with Dylan White. Dylan White is not a bad heavyweight. I believe Dylan White is a good heavyweight that could give anybody problems. He has experience with Billy Joe Saunders and a whole bunch of other experienced fighters. It's all about chemistry, right? With the trainer. If a trainer knows you, they know who you are. They know how you are in the ring and et cetera, et cetera. They know how you're gonna fight. Salas, was originally Joe Joyce's trainer before Joe Joyce split and went with somebody else. In that duration, Salas and Joe Joyce haven't been together. But when this fight between the Juggernaut Joyce and Dubois got announced, Joe Joyce decided to go back with Salas. Because you have to understand, I believe these two have a good chemistry. You know, I've watched their Instagram videos, the way they laugh. It's a good chemistry. It's all about chemistry. But like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from Mark Tibbs. I like Mark Tibbs, but like I said, just not as much as I like Salas. But Mark Tibbs can absolutely do it. It's all about game plan and preparation. Now that Salas won't be there, I'm quite disappointed. I don't know why Salas did not quarantine properly, and knowing that that fight is very important to Joyce, he should have been in the in the in the UK, but that's none of my business. Maybe it'll come out later. But now Mark Tibbs has to absolutely step up. If Mark Tibbs steps up and Joe Joyce really delivers, bro, this is gonna propel Mark Tibbs up there. It's gonna propel him up there. It's gonna remove that shame, not like a shame, like a disappointment that Dylan White's fans had with Dylan White and Mark Tibbs. It's gonna remove that, and Mark Tibbs is gonna be looked at like, okay, he's an excellent trainer. It's just Dylan White who is not the supposed factor that is to say it's Mark Tibbs instead of Dylan White, basically.
Very interesting take, though. Now, we are going to definitely talk about the lack of support, you know, from the British fans You know what I mean? When it comes to supporting Joe Joyce. In fact, it is so weird that people always talk about boxing, 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 boxing. But yet, when it's time to actually analyze some real boxing stuff, they don't want to say the truth. Now, looking at this prediction right here, more than 20 people voted. I voted as well. I voted for Joe Joyce to win, as you can see right there. Bro, more than 74% people believe that Daniel Dubois wins. That's like 4-1. Like Joe Joyce is like they are treating Joe Joyce like a journeyman, bro. What do you think about that?
It's well, people are entitled to their own belief and opinion. You know, as for me, I'm Daniel Dubois has is a upcoming prospect in the game. You know, Frank Warren seems to be pushing him quite a bit, and but to me, he has question marks. You know, a lot of question marks for me. My question is, you're only as good as your last fight, or should I say, your last two fights. And you know, let's scratch the last fight, which is they're coming off a pandemic. They're supposed to fight. You know, it's to shake off some of that ring rust. But Dubois, I'm not so impressed. Dubois' career. Well, one, he doesn't have an amateur background, right? Not a full aspect, a full window of an amateur background, as to my knowledge. You know, and his resume is not that very impressive compared to to the juggernaut Joyce. You know, for instance, um, the Daniel Dubois fought uh, Kyotaro Fujimoto. If anybody remembers that fight, we all knew that was like a lamb to a slaughter. Everybody knew that guy was uh, was just a push up for Daniel Dubois because he held a certain a position in a certain ranking inside the was it the WBO, one of those titles. So Daniel Dubois needed to beat him in order to be in that ranking. So when Daniel Dubois beat him, he was in that ranking. Now, Kyotaro Fujimoto is has a background of kickboxing and some boxing, but not really much of a boxer because Daniel Dubois got him out quick, and you could tell he didn't even belong in that ring the way he was boxing. But now, with that being said, if you look at Joe Joyce's record, Joe Joyce has faced X amount of fighters. That one being the most important to me is the Brian Jennings one. Brian Jennings is no joke, you know, especially of Joe Joyce's fight fighting how do I put it, fighting appeal or resume, you know, being his 10th win. Joe Joyce versus Brian Jennings was a good fight because Joe Joyce showed that he could absolutely he had the gas tank to go through with a Brian Jennings who went a 12 round with Klitschko, a Brian Jennings who could move around the ring, who's much quicker, who could put together a good combination. He got that up for unanimous decision win. So that should tell you that, you know, Joe Joyce has a good gas tank, you know, going against Brian Jennings. People might not look at Brian Jennings as a tough character, but I think Brian Jennings is tough. He just got dealt with a different blow. If it would have beaten Ortiz, it would have been a different story. That Ortiz win, I think, was a shady win, coming from Golden Boy and Ortiz and that promotional platform and wherever they fought at. That was a shady win. You people should look into that. But if you continue going through Joe Joyce's resume, he's faced Alexander Ustinov, which is a very good um, fighter for Joe Joyce, coming from that, for coming from a ninth his ninth professional win. That was a good fight. Bermain Stavern, I don't count. Bermain Stavern was an ex-champion who Deontay Wilder beat. You know, still a good fight for Daniel Dubois. As much as people said Bermain Stavern was dangerous, I still say then let's keep it the same because Bermain Stavern was dangerous for Joe Joyce. So I just left it there at the eighth win. Now, when it comes to Daniel Dubois, his resume is not as impressive as per se. Marcus Kelly, I really can't even tell you much about that. But the only guys I could really pick out is Tom Little, Kevin Johnson, Razvan Kajanu. Kevin Johnson, it took him 10 rounds to get Kevin Johnson out. So what can that really say? And I believe Joe Joyce has a better chin than Kevin Johnson, has a better IQ than Kevin Johnson. So what can that really say to you about that fight? Razvan Kanjanu is another journeyman, but I that every almost every fighter that's up and coming like a prospect will usually fight, you know. But I'm impressed that Joe Joyce was able to actually get him out of there, in a second round KO. Uh, Luis Ortiz, same thing. Joseph Parker took him 12 rounds to get him out. Efe Jabba, ninth round KO. It all tells you about how who this fighters are. But let's not put that all together. I don't want to say Joe Joyce is better than Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is better than Joe Joyce. This is going to be a test of both fighters. Who has the better trainer? Who has the better trainer? Who has the better ring IQ? Which I'm going with Joe Joyce. Who has the better foot movement fluidity? Joe Joyce. You know, the power might be there for Daniel Dubois, but could the power be on the same par as as Joe Joyce? Because I keep hearing that you don't know Joe Joyce's power until you're in there with him. It might look slow, but when that power lands, it's gonna be a problem. And let's not get it twisted. Daniel Dubois too has power, and he has a good when he goes to the body, it hurts. So does Joe Joyce. So these guys are almost too similar to two of the same side of the same coin. So basically, it all depends on who comes in with a better game plan, and who's playing chess and who's playing checkers, man. Basically, but like I said, I'm rooting with Joe Joyce, man. I've seen enough from him to say I'm kind of confident with him. But from Dan Dubois, I'm a little iffy with him. But let's see if Joe Joyce can really push Dan Dubois back and can really push him to work during this rounds. That's it, man.
So the boxing experts have all been saying that they've all been leaning towards Daniel Dubois, Daniel Dubois, Daniel Dubois, and every time they lean toward, they always say the power, the power, the power, the power, the power, the power. Why do you think that is so? Is it because Daniel Dubois is got he's in a very good shape? Of course, it looked like a he's a unit, bro. Why do why are they underestimating Joe Joyce's power?
Well, one, with Joe Joyce, his power, excuse me, his power, I believe he really doesn't really KO people out like that. It's a cumulative of punches, and maybe it goes to the later rounds or unanimous decision. His most of his knockouts have been TKOs, not KO. People should learn the difference between a TKO and a KO. You know, that's Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce's have been accumulative punches which went into a not a TKO, and Daniel Dubois, most of his punches have become KOs from his from all, at least maybe, if I remember correctly, six out of all his fights they've ended with KO instead of a TKO. and only maybe two of them ended in a TKO. So I would say I would say. So that's why people are saying that, and Joyce, Daniel Dubois looks big. He looks like he's a tough person. Joyce, Joe Joyce is just as big, but the only reason they're saying that is because Joe Joyce is a bit slow. If Joe Joyce was fast, I believe Joe Joyce would be knocking opponents out left to right. But Joe Joyce is not fast. He's just a bit slow, but I believe he's. I
But
100%
but
believe.
if you watch the Usyk fight, in the amateur for sure, he was very fast. I think he was very fast, but was reckless with his punches. He wasn't really hitting the target that much. That's why he lost that fight to Usyk, because if not for that, he listen, he really caught Usyk up. Usyk landed everything that he had. Joe Joyce took it and kept walking, kept moving forward. So I think the reason why a lot of people are kind of now criticizing Joe Joyce, speed or so, is because Joe Joyce is now at a point where, he is like, okay, let me take my time and hit the target instead of just throwing, variety of punches without hitting target. I mean, continue, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about that. That's why I'm leaning towards more of Daniel Dubois. I mean, um, the Juggernaut Joe Joyce. He's faced some good opponents, especially in the amateurs. One being Usyk. Joe Joyce is not a stranger to foot movement. Different punches coming from different angles, punches being coming fast. He's not a stranger to it. I would say he's more accustomed to that. So he could get out the way. His reaction time is accustomed to it. But his punch statistic when it comes to that kind of thing, like his muscle twitch fiber is a bit slow, I would say. So I believe Joe Joyce I just believe in him when it comes to this fight. Daniel Boy is not going to land as much as what people are going to think. That's why I think this fight is not going to end in a KO. It's going to end with it going all the way to the 12th round, and Joe Joyce might get the TKO or unanimous decision. That's why you see these older guys, older heavyweights or older fighters saying, yeah, if it goes to the 12th round, I think Joe Joyce is going to get it, because Joe Joyce has the gas tank and has the punch accuracy to do it, right? That's why they're saying it, because Joe Joyce might be slow, but when he lands cleanly. I'll tell you that much.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. And so you say you're picking Joe Joyce to win. I myself, I'm picking him to win, lose or draw. I'm a Joe Joyce fan because after all, he's our brother. He's Nigerian, and that means a lot, because when you look at the boxing scene right now, Nigerians are not many. Okay, or fighters of Nigerian descent are not really many. So we have to support our brothers who are in this sport, who are in other sport, to excel, win, lose or draw. That's why I'm kind of pleading with all Nigerians worldwide right now, are watching or that will watch this watch the video later. Make una support Joe the Juggernaut Joy. Now one of our own, but this one, okay, all the way from Nigeria, okay, born in the UK. The way you support Joshua, the way you support Cameron Wolfsman, Israel Desoya, support Joe Joyce because he needs our support. And also, December 12th, we have our brother Lawrence Okoli who will be competing with Adam, Christopher Glowacki, a monster. And that is not going to be a very easy fight for Lawrence Okoli, because we know Lawrence Okoli still has a long way to go in a way. He can't. He's not being in the game that long compared to Glowacki. Glowacki is a monster in the game. He's been long in the game, and he's only lost twice. So you guys should keep supporting our brothers worldwide. Joe Joyce is the next in line. fighting Dubois. I know some of you guys, some of you not guys, some of you guys wrote me yesterday. You said I support Joyce, but I think Dubois beats him. I understand. You have your own, your own opinion. Some of you guys are also listening to what the British boxing expertise, experts are saying as well. Just look at both of their fight, study it, look at who they fought, and then you know that this is a fight for the Joyce. And also, if you're going to bet on it, if you're going to bet on this fight, you're going to gain a lot of money because the bookings have it for Dubois 4-1. Like it means the Joyce is like seen as like it's coming like a bomb in a way in their eyes, in the bookings eyes. So once Joyce beats the Dubois, you win a lot of money. I don't bet, so if I did, I would have. So you guys should, like I said, support our brothers and sisters worldwide. Tajagwe, your take on, of course, the our people supporting each other and supporting our fathers worldwide. Unmute yourself, bro.
Um, it's gonna be a good fight. Joyce has been heavily um underrated. He's being put as the underdog. Much power to whoever's underestimating Joyce. But I'm gonna be rooting for the Juggernaut Joyce, and if he is listening, do what you have to do. You know, and your fans, your real fans, we're supporting you. It's all about chess and not checkers. Fight smart, and good luck to you, man.
Yes, guys. So, any question for our brother Tajagwe? If not, I wish you guys nothing but the best and a good day. I mean, a good evening, depending on where you are, because we Nigerians were like everywhere. Someone wrote me from Australia yesterday. I never knew he's Nigerian. The guy looked like he looked like a Samoan. You know, and when he told me he's Nigerian, I was like, whoa, really? Yeah, he said, yeah, his father is Nigerian. His mother from Samoa. I said, okay, born in New Zealand. Wow, bro, we are kind of everywhere, bro. Everywhere, brother. So now, guys, let me see. Let me check out the shot right here. Our brother here, Philip Unwazubu, says my full support for him. How do we watch it from Nigeria? A very good question. If you're in Nigeria, you have to see how you can watch it. If not, I'm going to probably have to go live, or send you the link to watch it, because as sad as it is, I want to pay for this fight. It's free in the UK, but I want to pay for it, but it's not available here in Germany. So I don't know how I'm gonna watch it. I can't watch it on the zone. I have the zone. I can't watch it on the zone. So I'm gonna see if a German TV station is going to head, or maybe if I have to pay for it. So if not, then I'll find a way to stream the fight. Because I don't want to, like, this is not a fight I have to miss. No, no, no. Any which way I must watch it. So Philip Onwazubu, I beg, follow me on Instagram at Boxing Blocks, and just search for Boxing Block Center. Okay, you see me, just follow me there, write me there. And since I kind of watch since there's no way to watch it in Germany, I have to search first. Then I have to look for alternatives, man. I have to watch this fight because I must watch this fight. I must watch this fight. I must watch this fight. So send me a message there. Follow me on Instagram at Boxing Block Center, and I will send you the link to see how you can watch it. The link to watch it if you're in Nigeria, or I don't know if they will show it in Nigeria. Let me look at the other guys. Yeah. Mori Felix says, so amazing. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate the support. Let me, guys. Meek Dave says many UK fans are sleeping on Joe Joyce. What's your take on that, Tajak? But many UK fans sleeping on Joe Joyce.
Yeah, they are sleeping on Joe Joyce. Like I said, they want to see it. People enjoy a good knockout, yes, and they want to see Daniel Dubois knock somebody out, or they just want to see a good fight. And they believe in too much of Daniel Dubois' power. That's why they're backing Daniel Dubois. If Daniel Dubois didn't have any power, they'll be backing Joe Joyce. So you're telling me Daniel Dubois doesn't have any other skill other than his power? Is that it? So if Daniel Dubois didn't have power, who would you be backing? Is the question. That's the question. Who would you be backing if Daniel Dubois didn't have power?
Yeah. Um. That's what also that's also the same. That's also right. I mean, you are right for that. That's the truth though. Like who will you be backing if then the boy had no power? Because we know Jojo has power. He has the chin, and he has the ability to. His punch resistance is far much, you know, more stronger and effective than the punch resistance of Dan Dubois. We don't know Dan Dubois. The last time he got really hurt in a fight was when he fought Richard Latte. Okay, Richard Latte who recently got stopped by Fabio Wadley. You can see the I mean that guy hot clipped Dan Dubois. Joe Joyce in a fight, I've only seen him hurt once. I mean, not really to the point where he couldn't, resist it anymore, something like that. It was when he got caught where he wasn't expecting it, you know, by Brian Jennings in the first round. So let's see though. So let me look at it. Olu sustain. Olu says, "What did you think Joe Joyce need to do to win this fight? What do you think the Joyce need to do to win this fight?" Tajab, question for you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, bro, I can hear you.
What Joe Joyce needs to do with in this to win this fight is use what he is known for. Joe Joyce has a lot of arsenal, and he could absolutely win this. What I would do, in my humble opinion, if I was Juggernaut Joyce, was I would push Daniel Dubois. I would use the same tactic, much like Usyk uses. I would push Daniel Dubois. Hold on for me, please.
So hold on for a minute. Tajab base, of course. Um,
Yeah, so I will push Daniel Dubois. I'll have him throw punches. I will have him come in reckless. Up until maybe push him, and I would just use my jab to frustrate him a little bit. Just to get him to bite, to throw those relentless punches. Those punches that he throws takes a lot of wind out of you, right? You know, at that time I'll be going to the body of Daniel Dubois, moving around the ring, up until when up until the fifth round, where I know you have to really make Daniel Dubois work. That's when I'm going to start throwing my punches a bit more, throw a bit more combinations. I'm more fluid. Joe Joyce is more fluid. I'll start throwing more combinations, because I know when Joe Joyce throws his combination, he lands, absolutely lands. And I believe during that fifth round, he could back up Daniel Dubois. And, by that time, it's going to be the eighth round. And I'll just continue moving and working Daniel Dubois and just continue using what I'm known for, which is my gas tank, which is being more fluid, which is putting better together combinations, and just continue working Daniel Dubois, up, just get him to the later rounds, up until when he's tired, and that's when I'm just gonna continue unleashing on him and step up the tempo, because Daniel Dubois still hasn't faced somebody like Joe Joyce. So can Joe Joyce back up Daniel Dubois enough? Can Daniel Dubois fight off the back foot? Can Daniel Dubois handle the pressure the different angles that Joyce can bring to him. Can Daniel Dubois handle all of that? That is the question. You know, that's how he's gonna win.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. Let me look if there's another question right here before we vermouth. If not, we call it. Um, Abraham Uzoma says, which day is the fight? Saturday. This coming Saturday, November 28th, um, is the fight. That's 2 days away, bro. 2 days away. In 2 days' time. Now this guy said, what time is the fight? The fight depends. The fight has to be the main event. Probably will start around 11 p.m. upward. 11 p.m. upward, depending on the undercard. If the undercard, like if there's no quick KOs by the undercard fighters, then we might even wait till 12 a.m. So, but I think the main event should start around 11 p.m. or something like that. Upward, 11 p.m. upward. On Saturday. Please, can you send me the link towards the fight? John West, like I said, go follow me on the Boxing Blog Center. Just go to Instagram, search for Boxing Blog Center. You see me there. Write me a message, and I will see what I can do. Because there's no way, I can pay for it because the no TV network happens to have acquired the rights for the bout over here in Germany, which is very sad because Frank Warren does work with DAZN because I've watched a lot of BT Sports Frank Warren shows here on DAZN, but I don't know why this particular fight wasn't acquired. I guess because DAZN is, I don't know, DAZN wants to acquire all rights in all territories outside the UK. Maybe that's the reason why. Because by December, DAZN are going to be launching globally. They will launch their platform globally. It means there's a possibility you can watch Joshua versus Cobra Pole fight in Nigeria via DAZN. So our Nigerian brothers, I beg, make one go check them out. December something, I think December 12 upward, I guess, or December 5, DAZN will launch globally. So you guys should be go check that out and see, so that. But like I said, write me on Instagram. Then we'll proceed from there, so you can watch the fight. Because I think if you're in Nigeria, you cannot watch the fight. I don't know if the TV network out there acquired the rights to the bout. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. This guy said, Kevin Oje said, free to watch on BT Sport. Yeah, on BT Sport in the UK. If you're in America, on ESPN. But to watch it in Nigeria, for example, because a lot of Nigerians are going to be watching this fight. They want to watch this fight. A lot of them have been writing me, how can I watch it? How can I watch it? And this is the first time Nigerians have like written me about JoJo's fight. Like they've contacted me to watch JoJo's fight because prior to that, it wasn't like that. So I'm glad that our brothers are now beginning to us, to appreciate him. And I think if and when he wins this fight, his career is going to go to the next level. And already we always wish our brothers nothing but the best out here. So if you live in the UK, is on BT Sport for free, but in Nigeria or other territories outside the US and the UK, you cannot watch it except you have to stream it. It's crazy. So John West, I beg, you write me for that. I'll see what y'all do. So shout out to everybody on the chat. So we're gonna be giving that right now. Tomorrow is the weigh in, final weigh in. We're gonna be coming live, talk about it as well. Final weigh in. Joyce the Juggernaut versus Danny and Dynamite Dubois. Don't miss the fight. Do not. I will be going live though. I'll be going live for the bout. I don't know if I'm gonna show it. I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not gonna show it. I'll be going live for the bout and commenting on comment just like this and talking about it. Let you guys know, how the fight is going with my brother Tad Jagbe, and some of you guys can also join if you want. So God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. God bless the UK. God bless America. God bless the world. God bless every one of you guys who support the channel. Stay blessed, brothers. Cheers.